Annual community recognition ceremony. Before we get started, I want to begin with a land acknowledgement. So we acknowledge the land we are meeting on is the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We also acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13 with the Mississaugas of the Credit. Today, this meeting place is still the home to many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we're grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land. And we ask that we bring our hearts and minds together in our shared purpose and commit ourselves to the ongoing process of reconciliation and learning about our shared histories. And I think that's, particularly appropriate here when we're recognizing the community building work of so many 44 community members tonight. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for all your contributions. We're celebrating the contributions of people who advocate for seniors and for the environment, who build our community through business leadership and through arts and culture, through community leadership, and through helping our neighbors who are vulnerable. Thank you to all those people who sent in nominations this year. We are presenting 44, as I mentioned, 44 awards this evening. And we hope to recognize, just a little bit of logistics here, we hope to recognize all of those amazing contributions. So we will try to keep each presentation as brief as possible. If they wish, each nominee will have 1 minute to speak briefly, but we're going to keep that time to the 1 minute. I know there's a lot to say, but if you are receiving an award tonight and you would like to speak, try to encapsulate your message in that 1 minute. Tonight, we will also have a special live musical performance from local music legend Chris Burkett, and I'll be talking more about this in a little bit. And just a note that everyone in this meeting will be on mute and will be unmuted only when their name is announced. And we will be spotlighting the nominees, so with the camera. So as I mention their name and take a quick picture. So if you would like to see who we're talking about, change your, click on speaker view on the top right of your screen, and then you'll be able to see who the recipient is. And if all of the recipients could please have your certificate ready so that you can hold it up for the screen and we can capture, get a photo. We mailed all of this, I say, really, it's Nancy and Benna in the office have been working on this, preparing this ceremony for many, many weeks. So huge congratulations and thank you to them for all of their organizing efforts. So everybody has who's received an award tonight has been mailed their certificate. So if you can have your certificate ready, that would be great. And also to help us out here, please make sure that the name on your Zoom screen is the same as the person receiving the certificate. And so to change your name, click participants at the bottom of the screen and then find your name and click rename. So if your name is not the same as on the certificate, please change that now so that Nancy and Benna will be able to find you and spotlight you when we get to your award. We've got awards in a number of different categories, and we're going to launch right into it. So we're under COVID Heroes. We have 4 award winners, and I'm going to start with Kamran Khan. Kamran Khan founded Blue Dot, a software company that developed a first-of-its-kind global early warning technology for infectious diseases, which was instrumental in the fight against COVID. As one of the most important immunologists in the world, he was wonderful to have in the community, sharing important information about media intervention. Kamran, thank you for your amazing contribution.
Thank you very much, Chris. Let me just hold that up here.
Sure.
And see if I can fit into the image. And to keep my remarks less than a minute, I just want to say thank you for this recognition. I'm really grateful for it. This is obviously an extraordinary event, and to be able to be contributing to something that was bigger than myself was a real privilege and an incredible opportunity amidst this crisis. But I just wanted to say thank you and really grateful for this recognition.
I think you've got another 30 seconds. Can you just tell us in a 30-second, the elevator pitch, what about what you were working on?
So this is actually going back more than 10 years, basically a system that is monitoring using artificial intelligence threats around the planet, understanding how outbreaks can spread across the globe, in building this into technology in advance of a crisis like COVID, and spending 10 years doing that I'm a practicing infectious disease physician, a professor at the University of Toronto, and then founded Blue Dot, really because I think the recognition was that we were inevitably going to be heading to this kind of threat at some point in the future. And we've got a team of about 80 people who've just dedicated every day to preparing for this type of event.
Wow. Well, thank you so much. And there's someone in the background who's applauding you.
That's my lovely wife, Amy, and all of this wouldn't have been possible without all of her support.
Okay, well, thank you, Amy, as well, and thank you, Kamran, for your contribution.
Chris and Kamran, can I get one more picture?
Sure thing. Shall I open the?
That'd be great. Thank you so much.
Let me just see if I can do that here.
Oh,
How's
perfect. That's
perfect.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Gotcha. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kamran. Okay, our next award recipient is Hollis Pearson. Hollis worked tirelessly throughout the pandemic as a childcare worker, providing care for young children so that community members could continue on their jobs during the most difficult of times. She took a leadership role advocating for daycare workers so that there was a safe environment for them to work in. Hollis, thank you for providing children and families with a welcoming place that our community could rely on every day. We don't see Hollis on the screen right now, but she has received her award and will be going on to...
Oh, there she is.
Oh, Hollis. No, Lara. Okay, Lara Tavares, you're up next. Okay, Lara Tavares is the founder of Sky's the Limit Youth Organization that provided 259 refurbished laptops to undersourced youth across the GTA during the pandemic. When the Ministry of Education launched Learn at Home, Lara quickly mobilized to secure donations to react to the sudden needs of students who required immediate access to technology for online learning. Environmentally, the organization has diverted more than 5,400 computers from landfills to date. Lara, thank you for your incredible work, and please introduce the person on the screen with you. Oh, you're muted, Lara. There we go.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here. Thank you so much. This is an honor. I'm sitting with my greatest inspiration, my son, Ocean. He's actually an eco-activist himself. He has an organization and he holds beach cleanups, and he also sells recycled. He recycles plastic waste, and he also sells reusable stainless steel water bottles. So he's my inspiration. He's 8 years old, so he's a future environmental hero. And as you mentioned, yeah, we were really fortunate to be able to kind of scramble during the early days of COVID and raise enough money to be able to provide 260 computers across the GTA for youth that needed them to get online for online learning, as well as adding those refurbished laptops to our total. We're getting pretty close to 5,000 laptops, refurbished laptops that we've donated to date. So yeah, thank you. It's great to be
here. It's an incredible and it's a remarkable contribution to, especially, and I know at the beginning there were a number of families that we were scrambling to help find some technology for, because with that transition to online learning, everybody needed a device all of a sudden. So Lara, thank you so much. And Ocean, thank you for all your contributions to the community as well. It's great to have you on the screen here. Okay, so do you have your certificate, Lara? Okay, so we'll just hold that up and we'll get a photo. Let's see. Yeah, that looks good.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you both so much. Okay, our next award recipient is Dr. Joyce Zhang. She's an internal medicine physician with a master's of public health who worked tirelessly throughout the pandemic to treat and support residents of Spadina-Fort York and local hospitals. She did so with a 1-year-old child at home and pregnant with her second child. Wow. Working all the way through her pregnancy to support COVID patients. Soon after her second child was born, she returned to hospitals, working further during the pandemic to support the community. Joyce, we thank you for your commitment to the community. You truly are a healthcare hero who helped us get through this pandemic to this point. So thank you so much for your contributions. And I got to ask, how are your kids?
They were great. I don't think they recognized I was gone so much. They're quite young. I really want to take this time to thank you for this recognition. I'm an internal medicine and an occupational medicine physician. So throughout the pandemic, I was caring for COVID patients as an internal medicine physician, but also involved on the hospital side from an occupational health, infection control perspective on hospital policies and how to best protect our staff and our workers. Currently on call right now in my call room. Just want to really thank you for the recognition.
Well, thank you for all you've done, and it's great to have you here. And your kids now, how old are they?
They are 2 and 3.5.
Wow, boy, it's been that long, eh?
It's been that long.
It's been a long haul. Okay, let's see if you could hold up the award, then we'll get a photo. Oh, that's great.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joyce. Okay, our next category of recipients is seniors advocates, and we've got 2 recipients in this category. We've got Evelyn Meraldo. Evelyn received an incredible 22 nominations this year for her work with seniors through organizations such as Toronto Community Housing and the Spadina-Fort Community Centre, a Latin American Seniors Group. She is a driving force for securing housing for the elderly and fighting for the rights of the most marginalized and at-risk senior population. She has provided support, training, and information sessions to Spanish-speaking seniors in our community. Evelyn, thank you for your incredible work. And I know a bit about it because I've actually attended some of the sessions that you had with the Spanish-speaking seniors. And, oh, you're on mute, Evelyn? And yes. And yes, you helped me with my very basic Spanish speech that I started those meetings with. But
yeah, anyways. I guess that's why I received the award.
No,
that was really the challenge. Thank you, Chris. I have 1 minute, so I'm going to be fast about it. This is a mighty project of what you have, a pilot project of which you have been part of, and so many other people. It's a real tremendous titanic community effort from specialists in memory from St. Michael's who teach seniors how to understand the aging of the brain, to live the best they can, to psychiatrists that carry the leftover of a very destructive pandemic, to an array of musicians, artists, you name it, that help us connect with what is good for our health. For the Ballet Opera House that gives us free access to get there, to the TSO who makes incredible arrangements so people can access prohibitive activities that are good for their brain, for their well-being, and mostly for the beyond amazing leadership of one of the most progressive community centers. And if I am accepting this award, I thank you. I thank you on behalf of all of them. Participants make their own decisions. Participatory budget is alive and well in your riding, Chris. So is civic education and a whole lot of things. So thank you. I respect your work, and the work of your team is quite amazing.
You know, I'm a big fan of participatory budgeting. It teaches the community how budgets work, and it gives people an opportunity to democratically participate in the setting of their own budgets. So thank you for bringing that to our community. And thank you for all the work that you do with the seniors.
Thanks.
Muchas gracias, señores.
De nada.
Okay, can you hold up the certificate and we'll get a photo?
Hope this covered my wrinkles.
You look beautiful. I got it. Thank you so much.
Ciao, guys.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, our next award recipient is Bruce Weber, who has been advocating for and helping the seniors of the Toronto Island community for many years. As a retired nurse, Bruce knows the importance of healthcare and has arranged for the delivery of many important at-home health services to seniors. Bruce, we thank you for your commitment to our island seniors. and you're in a very interesting space. Tell us about where you're at.
I just happen to love my attic.
Ah, nice.
It's all insulated on the outside.
Mhm.
But yes, I'm a retired nurse here on Toronto Island in an incredibly aged community. I've just got in from delivering the groceries to the 96 and 97-year-old and the prescription to the 92-year-old, the medical and dental appointments last week. On Monday, I take Life Labs door to door for those to draw blood, to do tests at home, thanks to Chris's office. We have a fleet of electric scooters and a warehouse full of walkers and bath chairs and everything for the joint replacements that we have every month. I'll find out who made this nomination. It's too much, but I love it. I enjoy the community. Thanks very much, Chris.
You know, one of the things, becoming MPP, I've gotten to know the island community, and it is truly a stellar, exemplar of what community should be. And the contribution you make is really, really important, especially as the community continues to age. I really, everybody who's on the screen, if you can, get over to the island for some of the events, the Puppet Festival in the spring. There's a holiday market just in the early December that is, and you really get to see, like, the island feels like a village. Everybody knows everybody, everybody supports everybody. And when people are having issues, Bruce and others step in. When the island was facing flooding over the last, a couple times over the last 5 years, everybody got out and was sandbagging to protect the buildings and the infrastructure. It's a really incredible community, Bruce, and your contribution helps to make it that much stronger.
Gracias, Chris.
Okay, thank you. So our next category are disability advocates.
Chris, did we get a picture?
Oh, whoops.
Sorry.
Bruce, come on back. We'll spotlight you again and get a picture of Bruce. Good thing I've got Benna here to keep me on, my toes.
It's my pleasure.
Okay, there we are back. Oh, that's
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. Dua Asaya Hijazi has lived experience with disability and accessibility needs and has chosen to transform her life through volunteering and giving back to the community. She participated in deputations at City Hall and advocated to keep warming centers open 24/7 and to address the housing crisis. Dua, thank you for your perseverance and dedication. You're nominated under the Disability Advocates work category. So thank you so much. Would you like to say a few words? And we'll just unmute you. Yep.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure really to do my part in the community. I see a lot of people that, just seem to have a hard time finding a voice, especially when it's hard to verbalize what they're going through or have people understand what they're going through, especially with mental health issues and homelessness issues. So it's really been very rewarding to be able to step up and give back to the community in some way.
And I want to congratulate you because we do have the warming centers opened up again. And that's because of advocacy from people like you. And they are absolutely life-saving services. It's absolutely shameful in a society as wealthy as Ontario. We have people living on the streets. It's something that we need to address, but in the meantime, we need to keep people healthy and alive, and your advocacy helps to do that. So thank you so much.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, we'd like to get a picture. Is there a way to get a little bit more light?
I'm so sorry. I just didn't get the certificate yet in the mail, so I don't have the certificate, but if you want me to get more in the light, I can arrange that. Just
sure, that would be great. Yeah. There. Oh, that's better.
Yes.
Okay. Nice.
Thank you.
And I see you're
That's
a Jays
perfect.
fan.
Thanks.
Thank you. I see you're a Jays fan.
Well, I have to be. I'm in Toronto now. I'm
Yeah.
originally from Montreal.
Oh, yes. Well, I know. It was really a sad day when we lost the Expos, I got to say. Nice to have that Canadian rivalry.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you again, Dua.
You're welcome.
Our next award winners are actually two people, Frank DeMello and Tara Bella. And Frank DeMello has served Tara Bella. Oh, sorry, Frank DeMello. I'll start this again. Frank DeMello has served Tara Bella nonprofit housing as liaison manager and property manager for over 20 years. Tara Bella operates a 200-unit apartment building in Liberty Village, providing rent geared to income housing. Frank has the patience, strength, fairness, and kindness to deal with a number of difficult issues while addressing an individual's needs. Thank you, Frank, for advocating on behalf of the residents at Tara Bella. Frank is not able to be here with us tonight, but we have sent him the certificate, and we thank him for his contribution. Our next award winner is Luke Anderson. Luke started Stopgap, a not-for-profit foundation that provides affordable, colorful ramps for businesses with single-step entry, making entries accessible for people using wheelchairs, mobility devices, strollers, etc. This has made many businesses in the riding more inclusive and barrier-free, including my own constituency office. We have 2 Stopgap ramps in my office, one leading up to the accessible washroom that we installed when I took office in 2018. Luke, thank you for using your skills and ingenuity to make our community more accessible. Where we don't see Luke on the screen right now. Luke, if you are there, could you raise your hand, either your electronic hand or not? But if not, we'll continue on. Stopgap is actually a well-known entity in this city and has made so many buildings more accessible for people. So thank you, Luke, for your contribution. Omar Ha-Radai is the next the award recipient. He's a professor, lawyer, and human rights advocate who has been advocating for disability issues and pushing for reform in various legislative committees and consultations. He is also a board member and chair of the Advocacy Commission for Spinal Cord Injury Ontario. Omar has been fighting for greater access to mobility devices, regulation issues around PSWs, accessible transportation and housing, and preventing and treating pressure sores for people with accessibility issues. Omar, thank you for this important work. You're a very familiar face to me because I see you at Queen's Park in the committee room quite often, and also at rallies and things. So Omar, thank you for all of the work that you do.
It truly is a pleasure, MPP Glover. Thank you for this award. And I really just want to recognize that this award itself is perhaps a symbolic of the fact that during the pandemic, during these past few years, we have all gone through quite a bit. And for some of us, those challenges have manifested in various health conditions or health conditions that have been exacerbated or gotten worse during the pandemic. And so issues of disability are issues that we all face. If we don't face it today, we will at some point in our lifetime. And so my hope is that this award will encourage others to also be more aware of disability issues and to try to promote greater accessibility throughout society. Thank you again.
Omar, thank you for all your work and all your advocacy. It really does make a big difference in a lot of people's lives. Let's see, and we'll just get the focus on there. Let's see. Oh, are you on a blurred background? There
you go.
There we go. Okay, nice. We got it, Benna?
Sorry, that one took a second.
Okay.
Thank you. I got it.
We're holding these smiles, you know.
I'm making you sweat.
Okay, Omar, thank you so much. Okay, the next group of award recipients are environment advocates, and we've got 8 this year. Munira Abukar, I've known Munira for many years, and I saw her last night at Spadina-Fort Community Center. She has been working at Spadina-Fort for and champions sustainable fashion with the Stitch Lab program, which was recently recognized by the Canadian Women's Foundation. Munira has helped reduce textile waste and has built a community hub for a women's sewing program and repair shop available in Alexandra Park. Thank you, Munira, for this wonderful work. And I understand this is your last week at Spadina Court.
It is. It's my last week full time. I kept saying I'm really bad at breakups, so it was hard for me to fully move on. But I actually just accepted a role with the Canadian Women's Foundation as their economic development manager. So I'm going to be on the other side of providing support for women who do social enterprises across Canada. But I'm really, honestly, yeah, we've known each other for so long, Chris, that when I say it out loud sometimes, I'm like, wow, I'm in my 30s now. And I've known you since I was in my last year of high school. So what a time. I feel we always find each other in different wards in different parts of the city.
Yeah.
But it's so nice to see, I saw Eveline get the award earlier, and just a lot of familiar faces across the ward and just in general from all the work we're doing. Honestly, I think working with the Stitch Lab is a big reason why I've stayed with scatting. It's I call it my brainchild, because having the idea just to create a social enterprise around sustainability and really empowering women of color was something that for me wasn't as easily said as it was done. And so to kind of journey with the 10 women that we work with, 5 who live in Alexandra Park and 5 who live across the city of Toronto, they've made so much money. We've gone to London, UK for Fashion Week. Stitch Lab, we are going to Copenhagen for another Global Fashion Summit in the summer of this year coming up. And just having the experience of just taking women who had the ability to sew and were doing it for a long time back home, and sometimes kind of lost their way when they came here, right? There's so many systemic barriers for them in terms of how they can kind of make employment happen from something they love doing. So doing that and being able to divert, I think in the last 4 years alone, we've diverted over 15,000 kilograms of fabric. So it's been an honor and a privilege. So I'm really glad that and really humbled that the Stitch Lab, not only myself, but the Stitch Lab is being recognized for their environmental work. But I think it speaks to all the work we're doing, where it's really intersectional in terms of really focusing on the environment, and really focus on uplifting, racialized communities. How do we give back, economic sustainability and economic stability to communities that may not be going through that, especially with the rapidly changing Toronto, right, and this ward in particular. So thank you so much.
Fantastic. Hey, so anybody who wants to see what and I saw some of the Stitch Lab products last night when I was at Spadina Court Community Center. People online here, how can they find out what products are available from Stitch Lab so they can both be fashionable and be environmentally conscious?
Yeah, so I think you actually you were able to see a sneak peek of our Black History Month collection, because a lot of the women are from South Africa, Southeast Asia and Africa. But we're on Instagram at Stitch Lab TO. We also have a website where you can shop from. So that's www.stitchlab.ca. And we're also located in the market. So if you're ever in the area at Spadina Court, we're actually located in Market 707, just beside Sui Dosirak, which is the Korean street food vendor. So a lot of different ways to find us.
That Market 707, those are the shipping containers at Dundas and Bathurst. That is local enterprise, and it's supporting, local entrepreneurs from many newly arrived Canadians who are starting up their businesses there. So it's wonderful that you've got that site. And people, I encourage you to stop by the site or look at the website and support Stitch Lab. Munira, thank you for your work.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah.
I wore my lipstick on purpose, Benna, so I made sure to look extra good for this photo today.
I love it. Me too.
It's too small for these photos. Okay, I think I'm going to try and angle it down so you can get me and the award together. I don't know how it's going to look.
Okay.
You know your angles. I love it.
Right?
Got it.
Nice.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to everyone else. Great work, y'all.
Yes, great work, everybody. Okay, next up, we've got Norm B. Pasquale, who has spent the last 15 years fighting for environmental issues, including fighting airport expansion as the chair of No Jets TO, supporting a green, inclusive waterfront as co-founder of Waterfront for All, and working to preserve Ontario Place as a public land as a founding member of Ontario Place for All. Norm, we appreciate all your hard work in the riding. It's great to have you here. Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Chris. Excuse the background noise. My family was so excited that I won this environmental award that they actually took me out to a restaurant to celebrate.
Nice.
Oh, thank you. This has
Where
been
are
an
you?
absolute honor.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm actually at the keg.
Oh, nice. Okay. Hold up the award. We'll get a photo here.
Wonderful.
And I think most people on the online here, we're all aware of the work that you've done.
Thank you.
You got the
There.
photo, Bennett?
Got it. Thanks. And Chris,
Okay.
can you do me a favor? When you take a picture, can you look into the camera for me and
Sure.
then smile?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
If we can do it one more time. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, you know what, and I'll tell you, everybody along the
Oh, shoot.
waterfront is really, really grateful for the no
Thank
jets
you.
deal, because it makes our community livable, not having jets flying out in and out of the Billy Bishop Airport, so thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. One more time, Chris, because you blinked. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
All right. And what I'm doing is I'm pasting it. So, yep, got it. Thank you.
okay, thank you, thanks, Norm. Okay, our next award recipient is Dwight Friesen. Dwight is a tireless environmental advocate for his condo building and local area. He serves as the chair of his condo's environmental committee and has recently been involved in researching waste diversion possibilities and improving communications to reach residents more effectively. Dwight, thanks for your dedication to your condo and to the community. Unfortunately, Dwight's not here. We don't see him in the room, so we'll move on to our next award recipient, who is Karen Hughes. Karen is a Toronto master gardener. She has been a vital force in promoting and reinvigorating the Alexandra Park community. Since 2020, Karen has served as the director of Friends of Alexandra Park and has spearheaded the revitalization of that organization through hundreds of hours of volunteering, ecological advocacy, innovation, and land stewardship. Initiatives include pollinator habitat, Earth Day cleanup, annual tree tour, historical walking tours, and the book club. Karen, we thank you for your wonderful work in Alexandra Park. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes. Yep. Go ahead.
Great. Yeah, great. I'm very honored to receive this nomination and award, and mostly on behalf of Friends of Alexandra Park, like all the volunteers and participants who come out weekly to take part in our programs. This is really great. I'm truly honored. Thank you.
What's pollinator habitat?
Pollinator habitat, we established, the one we did this year is 90 feet, and we did it around the border of the diversity gardens within Alexandra Park. It creates a habitat for pollinators, which means a lot of native plants and design techniques that are meant to attract pollinators. And of course, we all know how important they are, especially for maintaining, food for us. So yeah, and it helps to beautify the park in a way.
Absolutely wonderful, and it's an incredible park, and I love it actually. I was playing hockey there last week. Okay, so
yeah.
anyways, thank you so much, Karen. Our next,
Can I
get
take
a
a
photo?
picture?
Yes, yeah, hold up, yes. Brennan was ready to jump there. Okay, Karen.
All right, Chris, and look into the camera. Perfect. I'm just going to paste it to make sure it looks okay. All right, perfect. We're good.
Okay, thank you, Karen.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody. This is great.
Yes, it's a fun night, I gotta say. It's really nice. Our next recipient is Nika Moini. Nika has spearheaded a number of environmental projects working with Toronto Global Shapers and Food Cycler. She brought a composting program to tenants whose property managers do not allow composting in their buildings. She is working with Supply to reduce food waste from takeout containers in the area. She is also the organizer of Youth Climate Save Canada and is a member of Toronto Climate Action Network. Nika hosts panel discussions and educational events on the ways cities can reduce their emissions from food systems. Nika, thank you for your dedication to the environment. And unfortunately, we don't see her in the room, so we'll move on. Our next is a group. Our next award recipient is a group. It's the St. Lawrence Neighborhood Association, and it's the St. Lawrence Neighborhood Association Waste Reduction Group, initiated in St. Lawrence. The initiated St. Lawrence Reduces that urged coffee shops and restaurants to accept containers and cups brought in by customers to avoid using disposables. They also created Remarket, a 2-day community event held 3 times a year where people can bring unwanted clothes and household items to be given to charities and keep thousands of pounds from landfill. As part of the event, there is a free market, a bike repair service, and a repair cafe. WRG also does a community cleanup and participates in community events, providing education about the circular economy. Here to accept the award is Chair Bruno Leps. Oh, Bruno, we don't see you in the room, so we're going to move on. Gordon Sumansky is the next recipient. He started Operation Cleanup TO, a volunteer project to clean up litter on tennis courts, parks, beaches, and trails. Apart from physically collecting and sorting garbage and litter, he aims to educate families on the negative impacts of pollution on the ecology of the land. Gordon, thank you for your work in the community.
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you so much, and good evening, everybody. I want to a very special thank you to Chris Glover and the team for the award and the recognition. It's an absolute honor and a privilege to be among such great people in our city, truly making a difference. As ordinary citizens, we must pick up where our strained city resources leave us off. And the onus is on us to proactively advocate for our environment and do the right activities to keep these places clean. We have the highest number of blue flag beaches in the GTA, in all of Canada, but that can very quickly change. As the city opens up this summer and our population is expected to grow, it will become increasingly difficult to keep these places clean. We will continue with our initiative and intend to grow it this summer, and it will not stop there. The time is now to focus and prepare other beaches for blue flag status, beaches that nobody in the city has ever heard before. And we will continue our mission of advocacy and environment advocacy, one clean, spotless beach at a time.
Fantastic.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for the recognition. And when our civilization upgrades to the next stage, 1 billion years from now, in a galaxy far away, I invite everybody here to a gathering, and everybody's welcome except those who litter. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Gordon. Can you just for people on the online here, can you just explain what a blue flag beach is?
Absolutely. A blue flag status beach is a status received by beaches that are of exceptional water quality and exceptional cleanliness. So, for example, Cherry Beach for a long time was not considered to be a blue flag status beach until a few years ago. So now we have some of the best water quality testing around. Our water is tested every day for E. coli, and I'm so happy to be part of it and keep it clean for generations to come.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gordon. And we all enjoy the beaches. So thank you for making it even more enjoyable for us and keeping it clean. Okay, hold up your certificate and we'll get a picture. Nice.
Oh, and Gordon, if you can turn off the blurring in the background, just because I can't get you both, and the award in the same shot.
Sure.
Okay.
Oops.
Oh,
there you are.
Okay, how do you turn this off now?
So do you see where it says start video at the bottom? To the right of where it says mute?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Do you see a little arrow at the top right?
Got it.
There you go.
Yep.
All right,
that's
perfect.
better. Okay. That's
all right.
Great.
1, 2, 3. And Chris, if you can look into the camera. All right. Thank you. One moment. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gordon. Thank you for all that you do. Okay, our next award recipient is Bruce Van Deeten. He's a member of the Ossington Community Association, the Federation of South Toronto Residents Association, and has worked tirelessly and quietly to advocate to keep Ontario Place a public and accessible park. And I would also add that Bruce gives an incredible tour of the C&E grounds. If you haven't been on one of his tours yet, I highly encourage you to take one. Bruce, we appreciate all your hard work. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, just quickly. I mean, I'm blown away by this. Thank you so much for the honor. I mean, I'm among people who are far more deserving of the award than I am, but thank you very much. The thing that really interests me is the lake itself. A number of years ago, I heard a biologist speaking about the lake and saying, if we don't use the lake, we can't love the lake. And if we can't love the lake will die. And we had 2 generations of people now that we've lost that don't believe that the lake is something that should be recreated in, should be fish should be eaten, swimming, et cetera, et cetera. So we need to get back to a status on the lake where it can be a resource for everyone to use and everyone to enjoy. And to that end, Exhibition Place is very much a part of the whole lakefront, along with Ontario Place, that needs to be preserved. We all know that what Doug Ford is doing is just abysmal, and I'll fight to that to the end. And I guess I'll end with that. I think it's Margaret Mead who said, a small group of people could change the world. A small dedicated group of people could change the world. It's the only thing that ever has.
Yes.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and thank you. And you know what? I think we started this meeting with a land acknowledgement. I think what you're talking about is us being the stewards, you know, in the First Nations tradition of this land and of this water for the next 7 generations, to keep them in mind in all our decisions. So thank you for your advocacy. If you hold up your certificate, we'll get a photo.
Thank you, Chris. And if you look right in the camera. Oh, yeah. All right, Bruce. 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Thanks so much. Okay, our next group is Arts and Culture Advocates. We've got 6 recipients in this category. And our first is Ann Barber, who is the Artistic Director at Shadowland Theatre, a collective visual and theater artist using puppetry and other alternative music or media, and founded the free weekly theatre program Stilts and Stories for young people on Toronto Island, now in its 22nd year. Her immense creativity using masked puppetry, stilt walking, and outdoor performances make the magic of theatre accessible to everyone in the community. And I want to give a special thanks to Anne. She has brought the stilt walkers and the bird puppets. I've been advocating for bird safe windows at Queen's Park, and we've had 3 rallies now at Queen's Park, and Anne has been part of those and bringing up the Shadowland Theatre, the troupe. It's been fantastic. It gives real purpose, and it gives a great visual for our rallies there to mandate bird safe windows across the province. So Anne, thank you so much for all that you do.
Well, thank you, Chris. This is truly an honor. And I have to say, I really stand on the shoulders of so many people that founded Shadowland and that discovered, well, amongst the island community, certainly, that if you make a big splash and you create amazing visuals, the media will pay more attention to your stories and your issues. So, you know, the founder members of Shadowland were definitely in my mind in those kind of things, and took many trips to Queen's Park and various places. But I want to really thank you for honoring the value of the arts in our lives. So often they're seen as something extraneous, but we know that it's so important to enable people to tell their stories, to give them opportunities to express what's really going on in their hearts and souls. And Shadowland's community engaged work all over the province, and obviously largely in the GTA, but in Norfolk County, in Sarnia, in rural communities, as well as in urban communities, is really important. And so it's really, I'm so grateful for you for recognizing that. And I have to thank also my co-artistic director, Brad Harley, who is a big part of the visuals of Shadowland that you've talked about. But just like to say how important our stories are, our expression of through art. And as you know, we have been using art to promote environmental issues, both for the planet and for the wellness of our communities. So it really is an honor, and I thank you for recognizing that and all the good work that you do.
Yeah, thank you so much. So where can people find out about shows? Because I've attended several. They're wonderful, wonderful shows with the stilt walkers and the puppets and the, you know.
Well, we have a great website, shadowlandtheatre.ca. You can sign up for our newsletter, and then we will send out stuff, but also our, something's going on here. The work that we do generally happens in public spaces, in parks, and so it's very often free. We run a lot of community workshops to enable people to join in and create their own art as well. So check our website. It's a lot of stuff's there, and then sign up for our newsletter and we'll let you know what's going on.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. And yes, we'll hope to be able to come out and see the next show that you put on.
Yeah, so, please do. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's my award.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Looks good. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you, Anne. Okay, it's great to be working with you. Our next recipient in the Arts and Culture Award category is Charlotte Duffy. Charlotte is not able to be here tonight, but we want to acknowledge that she started a ceramic art workshop at Arcadia Co-op and has been helping and inspiring young people by expanding their understanding of the art form. Charlotte, thank you for educating our youth through art. And after Charlotte, our next recipient is somebody that I've come to know quite well since I've taken on this role as MPP, Isreen Mark from JAMI. And Isreen and JAMI also received a number of nominations. They have created with great consistency astonishingly successful community projects for the St. Lawrence neighborhood involving music performances of all kinds, dance, theater, photography, puppetry, storytelling, and film. Isreen's creative outreach is endless and never fails to excite the collective imagination of the entire neighborhood. This much valued figure in the community actively engages and mentors teens and young adults as project volunteers and managers. Isreen, we thank you for your dedication to the St. Lawrence neighborhood, and I see you brought part of your team.
Yes, and this is Sharon McMillan, who's actually the co-president of the board of directors of JAMI. So I'm going to leave the floor to Sharon to talk about JAMI.
Hey, Sharon, nice to see you tonight.
Hi, Chris, great to see you. And you will hear from Isreen soon. So she's going to talk a little bit later in your program. First of all, thank you to MPP Chris Glover. We see you at all our events. You've been an amazing cheerleader for this community and especially JAMI. The award recognizes JAMI's role as an arts and cultural leader in this community, and it really is the heart of the Esplanade, this corner of Toronto. We are a really richly multicultural, diverse community, and JAMI brings plays, music, performances, poetry, writing, arts classes, sewing classes that really appeal to a wide range of people with various backgrounds. I think it's really unique in the city, and we are deeply honored to be recognized as an arts and cultural leader by you and by the community. It really helps to raise our profile, and all the kids, many who are here actually tonight in our space. We're thrilled to be able to have this opportunity to give them this cultural center, and it's with your support and support of the community close and far that we're able to do what we are doing. Isreen's going to speak later about some of the fantastic community partnerships that really make what we do possible, in addition to her amazing vision. I'm here with a lot of our board members too, who are volunteers, residents of this community, and that's really what makes JAMI so unique in Toronto. It's an arts organization that is fueled by the people that live here. We bring in professional artists from around the city, but we are truly fueled by our audience, our community, who even during COVID and before and after then, I've been lifted by what JAMI is able to do with our programming. So, deep thanks for this recognition. We really and truly appreciate it.
Thank you. And it's a beautiful space you're in there.
Yeah, it is. We're thrilled to be here. As you know the story. Yes, we're really thrilled.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you both. If you hold up the award, we'll get a photo.
Actually, we have some people joining us.
Yeah, we have some of our kids here are going to get.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, get in the shot, everybody.
And actually, Isreen also got a certificate for community leader. Do you have your certificate handy, Isreen? Yeah. We thought we would do it all at once. There we go.
Okay, that's
perfect.
Nice.
And you can speak as well.
Okay, so we got JAMI and we've got certificates. Oh, look at this. This is a great shot. Great.
All right, I'm going to count you all down.
Hang on.
Can you hold up a bit higher?
We got everybody in the picture there?
I think we do.
So,
all right.
Hold on. There's one little one in the back who's not quite in.
There she is.
All right, thank you. 1, 2, 3. All right, let me just see what it looks like. Perfect.
Okay. And Isreen, let's can you skip down to.
I'm happy to talk now.
Sure, go ahead, Isreen.
Well, Sharon did an amazing job at talking about the community and the way Jamie is working. I just wanted to add something else. The space we're in is called the Jamie Hub, and it's a new space. We just moved in January, and we started doing programming with the community. But really the heart of this initiative, the Jamie Hub, the space that we have right here on the Esplanade, is to share agency over what's happening with the community. So we're not like a theater or a school or a community center where we organize programming and people can come and enjoy. We're really trying to develop a bunch of tools so that we can engage people in shaping up the programming with us. And that's very important. And that's a very new approach for us and for some other arts organization in the way we engage the community. So, for example, we had a group of our friends, boys, coming yesterday in the space, and we asked them, what do you want to do next? And they were talking about doing the tie-dye on t-shirts. So we're gonna organize that. And then we had a group of girls doing a drama program. And at the end of the drama program, we said, what do you guys want to do next? And they said, we'd like to do costume making. And we go and we look for a costume designer to launch this program. So it's really the idea that the community has agency over what's happening in this space. And that's like very close to our heart. So I think as a community leader, a word that fits with putting the community at the center.
It sounds like a wonderful program and such a great opportunity for those kids, both to, be able to say what they're interested in and then be able to make it, come to life and make it real. So thank you for all you're doing. Go ahead. You wanted to slide something else?
I gave the examples about the young people, but it's all ages, which is a beautiful thing.
Oh, okay.
All generations coming in the space. It's quite magical.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Well, thank you. We got a photo. So we would thank you both for the work that you're doing with Jamie and this beautiful space that you've got there. And if people want to find out more, how can they do that?
They can go to jamie.ca.
Okay.
jamii.ca.
Okay. Yeah. And Benna will put that out. She's already done it. It's already in the chat.
Perfect. Thank you, Benna.
If you haven't opened, for the people listening, if you haven't opened up your chat, open up your chat and you'll see the link for jamie.ca. Thank you, Sharon, and thank you, Isireen.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Our next award recipient is Miriam Magsy. She arrived in Toronto from Pakistan as an international student more than 18 years ago. During the pandemic, she started a program called Cooking Up Feminism, a series of workshops for BIPOC women and non-binary seniors using food, storytelling, and self-care rituals to build morale, peer friendship, and mental health. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you for all that you've done.
Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to MPP Chris Glover, all of the organizers and our communities for hosting this event today, and for recognizing the efforts of such incredible people who hold an inclusive, compassionate, and progressive vision for Toronto. As an immigrant and an artist, I have dedicated, as Chris highlighted, the last 18 years of my life contributing to the creative, cultural, and educational sector of the city that I call home today, working with vital community centers for newcomer and refugee women and non-binary folks, such as the Riverdale Hub and Scarborough Arts. We also have a feminist cultural cookbook launching this March called Cooking Up Feminism. This is in collaboration with the seniors from BIPOC communities in Toronto. And I want to highlight that spending 18 years away from my birth family in Pakistan hasn't been easy, but working with the communities that I work with in Toronto truly makes the sacrifice worth it. So once again, thank you for the recognition and the encouragement to continue contributing to this city of Toronto in our own unique ways.
Okay, well, thank you, Miriam. And this cookbook that's coming out, how can people get a copy of this cookbook?
So we'll have a launch in Toronto, and you can also follow along on my website, which I'll leave in the chat, and I'll leave both community centers on there as well. So it'll be available online, and then you can purchase it.
Okay, good. And be sure to send our office an email as well, and
Absolutely.
We'll include it in our update when it comes out. Okay,
Thank you so much.
do you have your certificate with you?
I do.
Okay, let's hold it up and we'll take a picture.
Thank you so much. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
Okay, our next recipient is Robert Moak, is Vice Chair of Chinatown BIA, and with his vast knowledge of Chinese culture, has organized amazing community events, including the recent 2-day Lunar New Year celebration. He has worked with local artists to bring unique mural projects to Chinatown that educate, beautify the neighborhood, and draw tourists from around the world. Robert, we appreciate your amazing work in the Chinese community. And I'm familiar with many of it because I attend many of these events in Chinatown, and they're always a blast, and they're just such wonderful events. Oh, you've got to unmute. Can we unmute Robert? You should get a little notification there, Robert.
Yeah.
Because we will unmute you, and then.
So Robert, if you look at the bottom.
I think I'm
left-
okay now.
There you go. You got it.
Okay, thank you. I want to thank everyone. I'm happy to accept this award on behalf of Chinatown BIA. Chinatown BIA has been and will continue to promote businesses within our own boundaries through the programs and signature events. As Chris mentioned, we had the Lunar New Year celebrations, and the Chinatown Street Festival is coming up in summer. This year, we will also showcase our newly created art murals on the 4 great Chinese literal books. And this laneway is behind Oxford and Nassau streets running parallel to Spadina Avenue. We will make it a landmark for all to visit and understand the Chinese history and culture through these art murals and research of these books. As well, we will have Saturday activities at the Huron Square in June, July, and September, bringing performances and cultural activities to Chinatown. So come out and join us, and thank you for this award.
Okay, well, thank you, Robert. It's great to have you there, and you're absolutely right. We will also post information about these events that are coming up in our update under fun things to do, because they are fun things to do. And I'll tell you, it's amazing to go to Chinatown, and especially for the Lunar New Year celebration. The Dragon Festival is just a spectacular thing. Do you have your certificate with you, Robert?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so hold that up.
Let me try this.
A little bit.
I have a little problem with the camera. It's not very.
Yeah.
So Robert, if you can just angle your face where the certificate is as well, that's good. Yep, and then just look straight.
Look straight.
There. Oh, almost. All right, that's
There,
good.
that's
Yep.
it.
Oh, all right, Chris, you're good. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Robert, thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Our next award recipient is someone that I mentioned at the beginning of the meeting. Chris Burkett is a multi-talented, award-winning producer, singer, songwriter, composer, and sound engineer who has collaborated with artists like Sinead O'Connor, Talking Heads, Quincy Jones, Buffy St. Marie, to name a few. Chris realized the power. Oh, I think somebody off mute.
I'm here.
Echo. Is it just me that hears the echo, or do you hear it as well, Benna? Yes?
Yeah, I hear it as well. Chris, I'm just going to mute you until you start talking, okay?
Okay, fine.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay, there we go. So Chris has collaborated with artists like Sinead O'Connor, Talking Heads, Quincy Jones, Buffy St. Marie, to name a few. Chris realized the power that music has, and he has used his talent to raise awareness about important issues like the housing and homelessness crisis. Tonight, we are very lucky to have Chris here to perform his new song, Everyone Deserves a Home. So Chris, take it away. And I will mute my microphone. So
I'm going to unmute myself. Can you, everybody hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Chris.
Great. Okay. Well, thank you for the award. I was really pleasantly surprised when I got it. So I wasn't expecting it, but I want to thank you for that. And as you mentioned, I've become an activist since I started living in Canada, and partly through my work with Buffy St. Marie, I've learned the power that music has to make change. It's I call it the universal language. So anyway, I used to be homeless when I was about 20 years old, and when I arrived in this city and I saw the amount of homeless people, it really upset me, and I felt that something had to be done about this. And I realized that the reason a lot of people are homeless is because they can't afford to live anywhere, and so we have to do something about affordable housing. And this song came about through that. And also the second thing that's inspired this song is that I saw an article on Richard Branson, who I actually know because I used to work at his studio in London with Virgin Studios, and he just bought spent $55 million on a ticket to go to space. And I just thought that $55 million could do so much to help the homeless crisis. You know, it's not only him, it's other billionaires that are doing the same thing. And I just think that's atrocious. So I actually put that idea into the song too. So I hope it's not too radical for you. And my wife, Joan Prowse, is here. She's going to get an award later for community.
I'm sitting off camera.
She actually helped me write the song too. She contributed to the words. So here it is. Enjoy it. It's called Everyone. Sorry?
Nice to see you, Joan. Chris, take it away.
So this song is called Everyone Deserves a Home. Enjoy it. So. Open the door, invite friends in. It's a human right, a place to begin. A home-cooked meal, a good night's rest. Yes, the bottom line, keep you at your best. Out on the streets, there are no walls, nowhere to hide. Your pride takes a fall, your private life everyone can see. The folks at the shelter become your family. Billionaires forget your schemes. Try to invest in everyone's dreams. Share your wealth and help us all. Humanity needs those who walk straight, stand tall, and the world would be a better place if everybody had a place to call home. We don't need a hotel out in space, because the people out there would be alone. Meanwhile down here, everyone deserves a home. Hey, there were so many with their homes on their backs, looking over their shoulders for the next attack. Nowhere to put those groceries. Now it's all food banks and soup kitchens. That's what they seek. Investors, forget your space stations. Start thinking of the state of your nations. So many problems would go away. Theft and violence are part of yesterday. The divide between rich and poor, we don't need that anymore. Stockpiling wealth is a selfish goal, when we could do so much more for our souls. And the world would be a better place if everybody had a place to call home. We don't need a hotel out in space, 'cause the people out there would be alone. Meanwhile down here, everyone deserves a home. Meanwhile down here, everyone deserves a home. Woo! Woo!
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Chris.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
hope that sounded all right because normally Zoom stuff is
yeah.
not
No,
that
the
clear.
acoustics came out really well, actually. Yeah,
Good.
so
You can hear the
thank you for
guitar.
that. And that was a really wonderful song. I see a lot of comments in the chat about, people reacting to the lyrics. It's just, I mean, it's so poignant right now when we've got a homelessness crisis here
Yeah,
in the city and across the
yeah, we've
province.
done there's actually a YouTube video. If you want to see, my wife Joan did a beautiful video. So if you go to Chris Burkett on YouTube and look for "Everyone Deserves a Home," that will be there. And also, if anybody's free tomorrow night, I'm playing at the Winter Folk Festival at 6 o'clock at St Stephen's in the Fields Church, which is on College and Bellevue Avenue. I'll be there at 6 doing some songwriting workshops and singing some songs. So please come and join us. And that church is surrounded by homeless people. There are tents all around the church.
Yeah. Yes, I know. And it's just terrible that we've got so many people experiencing homelessness in the city. But thank you for your advocacy and that.
Oh yeah, do you want to see the
wonderful.
flashy certificate? Here we go.
Oh yes, let's get the certificate. Let's get a picture here.
It's going to go on the wall with all my gold records. Whoops.
Perfect. Thank you.
Nice.
Good.
Chris, thank you so
do you
much
want
for
do you want
being
one
here.
without the glasses?
Sure. Which one do you prefer we use?
Oh, probably without the glasses. I think I look handsomer without the glasses.
Okay. Great. Got it.
Okay,
I think you look handsome either way, Chris. You're looking good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Joan's here now. Do you want to do her community?
We'll
thing
come
or-
to her.
Go
We'll
separately.
come to
Okay.
it. Yeah.
All
But
right.
thank you so much, and thank you for providing that musical interlude in the middle of the ceremony here. So it's a nice change of pace, and it was a really, really wonderful, powerful song. So thank you. Our next category is business leaders. We've got 3 people in this category. We're going to start with Gabriel Lung.
Yeah, probably.
Gabriel has led Concord 8X in lending support for initiatives in shelters and respite centers in the community. Oh, can we mute Chris Burkett? That's good. In the community, has been a key contributor in providing guidance and insight on the direction and activities of the Concord 8X Survivors Fund. The fund provides safe, affordable housing and post-educational support to survivors of human trafficking. Gabriel, thank you for your profound compassion and understanding on the importance of providing support to vulnerable community members. We actually had a debate and passed legislation. Well, we got it through second reading this week. Related to human trafficking to try to relieve fraudulent debts that survivors of human trafficking are often left with. And I've worked closely with Project Recover, which is part of this project, the Concord 8X Fund. Can you tell us, say a few words and tell us a little bit about the work that the Concord 8X Fund has been doing?
Yes, thank you, Chris. Thank you for the award and recognition. Yes, actually, we work very closely with Mr. Dunwoody, who is actually the instrumental in setting up all the various initiatives to help the people to rehabilitate back from back into the society. Sometimes it's scholarship, and sometimes it's housing, and so on. So this is really a range of different things we help in this front. Actually, apart from the Concord 8X Survivors Fund, we also have been working closely with the folks in the CMHC building in Dan Lucky Way. We have been making friends with them and helping them also in a physical way every year, sort of Christmas time and so on. We have activities and support them. Actually, I formed some good friendship with some of the people over there. As soon as they move in, I started to know them about 10, 15 years ago, and some are my friends now. So it works in different levels. So I'm glad I met with Richard Dunwoody, who's doing such a great job in organizing the Concord 8X Survivors Fund and Project Recovery. So this is all great for the community.
Yes, you know what, and it is truly transformative work for the survivors of human trafficking. Richard was telling me the other day about, one of the survivors who I had actually met. She just graduated. So after the hell of being trafficked, she just graduated from her college program with a 4.0 GPA. which is really quite remarkable. And it's amazing how transformative, that kind of support that the Concord 8X Fund is providing to survivors. So thank you so much for helping to provide that support. And do you have your certificate with you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Gabriel. Nice to see you. Okay. Our next recipient is not able to make it with us tonight, but I want to acknowledge the contribution of Rob Cizik, who has worked with the West Queen West BIA for the last 14 years, advocating, assisting, communicating, and fighting for the issues that matter and affect small business across Toronto. He has sat on the Toronto Association of Business Improvement Areas and the Ontario Better Business Improvement Area Board. He also sat on the Mayor's Small Business Advisory Council and has been asked to speak on many panels and at many events related to small businesses and neighborhoods. Rob is always there and consistently willing to do what must be done to assist West Queen West businesses and members. And you can see the success of the work, as residents of this community. I think almost all of us love Queen West and West Queen West, and the way that those streets have been able to, that street has been able to, come back after the pandemic. The businesses are back and they're up and running, and the streets got its life back. And that's due to the work of Rob Cizik and the West Queen West BIA and also the Queen West BIA. So, thank you, Rob, for all of your contributions. Our next member is also not able to make it. Our next award recipient, Tim Coker, has reinvigorated. He's the Waterfront BIA and has reestablished good relations with community associations in the area. He has spearheaded the expansion of the BIA to rapidly growing area along Queens Quay East. Tim also introduced several art and interactive installations and managed to employ someone to tidy the tree pits along Queens Quay West. Tom, thank you for supporting the waterfront business community. It is a thriving community. We have 17 million visitors a year to the waterfront community, and it supports a very, a robust and vibrant community there, but also it's a real contribution to our tourist industry in this province. So, Tim, thank you for your contributions. Our next category of award recipients are youth leaders, and we've got 3 this year. Our first is Amari Sparks. Amari has helped the City Place Residents Association with community events over the last several years, working with the children, hiding thousands of Easter eggs in the park and helping with the holiday toy distribution. No matter how busy he is, Amari always finds time to give back to the community. Amari thank you for your support. And Nicole Sparks is his mother. If you've ever watched the Easter Scramble in City Place, that is the brainchild and the work of Nicole and Amari and many, many other volunteers in the City Place community. If you haven't seen it, I invite you to come out and watch it. It's in the artificial turf field in the middle of the Canoe Landing Park. And they put Easter eggs all over. They have all the kids lined up on one side of the field, and then all of the kids have their baskets and they run out and collect as many Easter eggs as they can. It's a lot of fun and it's fun to watch. So Amari and Nicole and all of the volunteers in the City Place, thank you for what you do. Our next award recipients are Ethan and Finn Henderson. Hi, Ethan. Hi, Finn.
Hello.
Hi, nice to see you guys. Let's see, they can regularly be found picking up garbage in their community. They also have run 2 successful fundraisers for ANML RESQ Network of Ontario. They are currently working on a new project called Sports Again that encourages people to give gently used street hockey sticks to kids in the community who can't afford one. The goal is to find a safe place to play street hockey, and they have already met with the Bentway, designed a logo and have plans to get it running by spring. Ethan and Finn, you are both an inspiration to us all, and tell us a little bit about the work that you're doing.
So firstly, before I talk about myself and Finn, I'd like to thank you for this award, Mr. Glover.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It means the world to me and Finn. We have never gotten an award like this, so thank you so much.
Well, it sounds like it's well deserved. Tell us a little about, about the work you're doing, the street hockey stick collection and the other work.
I think.
How did you get the idea for it?
I honestly have no idea. One night I just had the idea.
Uh-huh. And how many sticks have you been able to collect so far?
We haven't started collecting yet, so.
Oh, so it's just underway. Okay. It's
we're just in the starting stages.
right. But you've been doing some fundraising work.
Yep.
Yeah. Tell us about the fundraising.
So in all we've done 2 fundraisers. In those 2 fundraisers, the first one we raised $1,000 in 2 hours. The other one we raised $700, and somebody doubled that. So we got $1,400 for the animal network. I forgot the rest of the name.
Animal Rescue Network. Yes, I know. When I was looking at the notes, I was struggling a little bit because they're missing the vowels in the acronym. But it's the Animal Rescue Network. So you've raised quite a bit of money. That's wonderful. How did you? Was it online? Was it in person?
Both, kind of. Yeah. Actually.
Nice.
We Grand Magazine, the corner.
Yeah.
There, we set up. The first one was there. That area, and then the second one was over near Monarch Park Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
The pop stand. So you should go check out the pop stand. It's pretty good too. Anyway, so $2,500 we raised in all, and
wow, congratulations!
The Animal Rescue Network of Ontario was able to take on, the first one was 10 dogs. They were able to take 10 new dogs in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one, I'm not sure, but hopefully they're doing well. And Animal Rescue Network of Ontario should continue in what they're doing because they're doing a great job.
They should indeed. And thank you so much. Actually, I have some friends who volunteer with them as well. And thank you for your advocacy. You've actually been able to, save some animals' lives. So I'm giving you a virtual applause here. And I see other people are doing the same on their screen. So Ethan and Finn, thank you so much. Do you have your certificate with you?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. If you hold it up from the screen, that's great.
Is it upside down? Why does it look upside down in the thing?
It looks right side up for me. So I think we're okay for the picture. Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe if you guys back up a little bit from the camera.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. And put yourselves up a little bit higher. Maybe if you kneel on the couch.
Oh, okay.
There. That's great. Okay. Finn, flatten out your paper a little bit there. That's great. Okay. You're our youngest award recipients this year. Thank you so much. Finn, lower your certificate a little bit. That's good. Okay, nice. That's a great shot. Okay, everybody smile.
Perfect. Got it.
Okay, Ethan and Finn, thank you so much for your community advocacy.
You're welcome.
Okay. Our final recipient of the night is a dear friend of mine. Jacqueline McLaughlin has been an active member in the waterfront community for 30 years and has been a driving force of positive change. Oh, sorry, this isn't the final award, but the Lifetime Achievement Award. I saw Nancy shake her head. I was wondering. Anyways, so she's been a driving force of positive change and a true advocate. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Jacqueline worked with fellow residents and other community stakeholders to provide ongoing support to vulnerable residents experiencing food security and isolation through the delivery of hot meals and mutual aid work. Other examples of her many accomplishments include poverty reduction, assisting waterfront neighborhood center identify hard to reach families and vulnerable residents, seniors and family support, providing friendly home visits and phone calls, facilitating workshops and activities, through education, supporting individuals for scholarships and bursaries to pursue their education goals, learning about prevention programs with TCHC for youth, visiting in child youth offices, working and learning alongside young lawyers for knowledge and resource sharing, creating awareness by connecting families to information about children's free camps, and community safety, supporting and starting the first community safety walk in the waterfront community. And in under community events, planning community barbecues and events, providing access to free backpacks and school supplies to children and families. Jacqueline, your hard work and passion for improving the lives of others makes our community stronger. Thank you. Do we have Jacqueline in here this evening?
Hi, Chris. Jacqueline, is it possible to turn your video on? Because then I can spotlight you.
I don't have a video.
Okay, that's okay.
but
We
I'm
can hear
here.
you.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You guys can hear me, right? Yeah.
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Jacqueline. Say a few words. Jacqueline? Oh.
Sorry, you can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. I want to thank Chris, Spadina, and Nancy. I'm so grateful for this award. I'm sorry that I can't be seen on camera right now. But I really appreciate everything. And the reason I do this too is because I love where I live. The community I'm in, it's like, it was pretty rocky from the beginning, but now I've been here like over 30 years and it's like a family to me. And you know, you want to love your family, keep them close and do whatever you can for them. So that's what I do for my community. I appreciate everybody that lives here, all the way from where we are, Bathurst Key, all the way over York Key, you know, everybody, we're all family down here on the waterfront. So I don't really know what else to say.
You know, it is a
thank
family.
you all.
Yeah, it is a family, and your nickname, Mama Jackie, is actually appropriate. Is absolutely appropriate. You know, everybody calls you Mama Jackie because you are the mama, you know, the mother for the whole community, and everybody knows you down on the waterfront and all the work that you do to support others and to advocate for the community. So
yeah,
thank you,
love the whole
Jackie.
community. I appreciate all of you, and I want to thank Chris and Benna and Nancy. Like I said, Chris, you've always been there. I call you, you know, you help me out a lot, and I thank you and appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. We won't be able to get a photo here, but you know what? I'll stop by and we'll get a photo with you and your certificate.
Okay. I'm at my mom's right now because you know I was ill, so I'm still recuperating.
Are you? Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, you can give me a call, you know?
Yeah.
And let me know. I should be back sometime this week.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, we'll set that up and I'll come by.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next category are community leaders, and we've got a number of people under this category, and we're going to start with Angelo Bertolis. Angelo has been the chair of the York Key Neighborhood Association for 5 years and is a member of various committees and associations in the riding. He has been a strong voice in the community and has dedicated much of his time to improving the lives of residents. Angelo, thank you for being a steady guide for our community. Yeah, and thank you for your leadership on many, many fronts.
Thank you so much, Chris. It's such an honor to receive this award from someone of your stature. And I am humbled to be included among the ranks of the folks that have been awarded tonight. They really truly are community advocates, and it is so important to give back to the community because it makes this city such a wonderful place to live in. You know, we by all that hard work that all these folks do, we are among the one of the leading world-class cities in the world. You know, so in order to keep it that way, we need folks like the folks here tonight. So thank you for this recognition. And so one of my favorite quotes is from Winston Churchill. We make a living by what we get, and we make a life by what we give. And so the folks here tonight have been giving a lot, and I certainly appreciate that. So thank you for the recognition. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there are important words of wisdom. And, I just want to point out too, the waterfront community, when I moved down here in 2016, I moved into a condo for the first time, and I didn't realize just how beautiful the waterfront community was, the music garden, all along. It's just such a great thing to walk along the Toronto waterfront. And a lot of that has been created and advocated for by the YQ&A and other neighborhood associations. So thank you for helping to build our community and make it such a beautiful and wonderful place to live.
No, thank you. So I got my certificate already here.
Awesome. That's great. Okay, we'll get a photo.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And I just also want to point out that Angelo donates toys to kids in the community every year. So Angelo, thank you for doing that as well.
No, thank you.
Okay. Our next recipient is not able to be here tonight, but Don Bickle is a quiet force in the community, not only within the walls of St. Andrew's Presbyterian Church, but also in the community at large with his musical contributions. He is responsible for the professional gallery choir each week and has added another choir made up solely of parishioners, meeting after the service to engage and encourage all for the love of music. He created noontime recitals, which provides a platform for music students to showcase their talents. With his love for music, Dan has been able to deeply connect with the community through song. So Dan Bickle, thank you so much for your contributions to our community. And the next recipient is Kimberly Curry and the team at the Seeds of Hope. Kim is the executive director of Seeds of Hope, an organization that creates safe places to help individuals living on the streets or other vulnerable situations. Seeds of Hope operates 2 resource centers and 5 housing projects, and the team tirelessly advocates for marginalized communities. The team goes above and beyond, and Kim is one of the most compassionate and caring individuals in Toronto. We are truly grateful for the continued dedication to serve the most vulnerable in our community. And I can say from experience that Kim knows just about everybody who lives on the streets in Toronto, and you're constantly advocating for them. You're out there, you're every day, and your passion to serve the people who, largely many of whom do not have homes. It's life-saving work, and it's life-transforming work. And Kim, it's wonderful to have you here and receive this award.
Well, thank you. And I wish our whole team could be with you because it's incredible the amount of people that have done amazing caring things through the pandemic. And Chris, you are one of the people I met right at the beginning, and your authenticity and true work, the work you and Sean are doing, and it's an incredible testimony to the human spirit, and tonight seeing all these awards, it's just so heartwarming. And some of the quite a few people I know on the call, and one of the fringe benefits has been in this epic time of disconnection, there's been a whole bunch of connection that has been able to happen, and a whole bunch of people have risen to the occasion and worked together. And it's I think we have a very difficult year, but this is going to be the strings and the glue that bring us all together. So thank you on behalf of our whole team, and they're very proud, and everybody loves you, Chris.
Well,
I just have to say this one thing. We got a guy house that and we were housing him, and it was outside of Chris's area ward, and that was his biggest concern, because he wanted to be in Chris's area, which is so cute. Yeah.
Yes, I know the person. Kim, thank you for all that you do and all that the Seeds of Hope team does. It's every day you're saving lives out there, and that's incredible work. And I think you're right. Like, I look at the people here tonight, they are all transforming lives and building our community. And I think there is going to be a pushback, because I will say, at the higher level, the government levels, we are not seeing the values that we see here in our community, and we need to see those values reflected in our government and in our policies as well. So there aren't so many people in such dire need that you are supporting. But thank you for what you're doing. Okay, do you have your certificate?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's get a picture. Nice. Okay.
Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Kim.
Thanks.
Our next recipient is Ilana Eid. Ilana is a spectacular member of the waterfront community. She is a wonderful mother and is an active treasurer on the Waterfront School Council. She is also always looking out for the people experiencing homelessness, often engaging them, offering snacks, and helping them access central intake. Ilana, thank you for all your wonderful work. Would you like to say a few words? Oh, you're muted. I'll have to get you unmuted. There we go. Go ahead.
I do want to say something.
Oh, can you move, Elena, can you move a little closer to the microphone?
Okay, can you hear me better here?
Yeah, that's better. Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to say something. I'm not sure who nominated me, but I am.
Elena, now you're being cut off at the top. Maybe just while you're talking, you can come over down. Yeah, there you go. And then after we can take a picture with the scroll.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. I'm not sure who nominated me. However, I am truly humbled. I really do love our community. As Chris said, I moved here maybe in 2016, and I fell in love with everything here, from the environment to the people. So, and I will continue to put in the work that I do to advocate for homeless people. And my name is Elena Eid. I do want to be remembered, and I hope to see everybody in the future. Congratulations to everybody.
Okay, Elena, thank you so much. And I'll caution you, 20 years ago, I got started in advocacy work when I was on the school council at Dewson Street Public School. And I just kept fighting, and now I'm doing it full time as an MPP. So, there could be opportunities up here as well. And, to help even more people. Elena, thank you for all that you're doing. If you could, lower yourself down a little bit so we can get your face in the picture. Yeah. And then turn the certificate a little bit. That's great. There we go. Okay. You ready?
All right. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Elena.
Thank you.
Okay. Our next recipient is Dianka Gajdo. For the past 20 years, Dianka has been fighting actively for the neighborhood as a small business advocate, a board member, and vice president of the Queen West Business Improvement Association for the last 8 years. Dianka has been one of the few individuals chosen to sit on the Mayor's Small Business Advisory Council. As part of the City of Toronto's tax group, she helped to produce a document to highlight the unfairness and inequality that the process had for neighborhoods like Spadina-Fort York. Thank you, Dianka, for your ongoing commitment to our community. It's great to see you.
Oh, thank you, Chris. Thanks for this. I'm humbled by this. Thank you so much. I do want to share, I was born and raised in this ward, so it's really important to me. And my dad was a freedom fighter during the Second World War, and he told me, never take democracy for granted. And the other thing I've come to appreciate with democracy are two kindred spirits. One is compassion and the other is empathy. And those three work together to create monumental change. So, my board, I laugh because they call me a scrapper. They're happy that I'm on their team. They don't want to be across the table from me. And I'm appreciative of that. So I'll just continue to be working towards transparency, helping those that are unsheltered, because we can do this. This is all, we're able to achieve this. This is not pie in the sky stuff. Yeah. We're just dealing with resistance. We're dealing with egos. We're dealing with other people's agendas. And I have no time for any of that. We're one family. It's called humanity. And let's just get it together already. And let's move on. The change, I don't know why we're delaying it, but, I'll just continue to keep doing what I'm doing until I see the change that I want to be.
It's wonderful to have your voice from the business community talking about the compassion and the kind of society that we need. It's great to have your voice at the table.
Hey, listen, compassion heals everything. And those who can't fathom that, well, then they just can't see what they can't see. But it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means they can't see it. So I'm a big proprietor of that. I promote, even the tax issue was built around the idea of compassion. And we have to mine that more ferociously in everything that we undertake, because that's, once the consciousness changes, the laws change, and that's a fact.
Okay, thank you so much, Bianca, for all that you do. You've got your certificate? Okay,
I
let's
do.
get a picture. Wonderful. Okay.
1, 2, 3. And Bianca, if you can look into the camera.
Thank you.
So you look up. Oh, I mean, okay, you can go back to how you were. Never mind. All right, perfect. Let me see how it looks. Good. Thank you both.
Okay. Thank you, Bianca.
Pleasure. Thank you, Chris.
Okay. Our next recipient is Martin Kennelly. Martin is a regular attendee at our community meetings and is a great liaison between the community and Harbourfront Centre. He has welcomed community input and support for the centre's efforts and is always a pleasure to work with. Martin, we thank you for your work with the Harbourfront Centre. Would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, just very briefly, I'm awed by the many more deserving people that you've assembled here tonight, especially Ethan and his brother. And you know, people are looking after their community in such a great way, and it's just this has been a great education for me. So I really appreciate the opportunity to learn more about all of you and the things that you're doing. I would accept this award on behalf of my wider team. Throughout COVID, the grounds team and my operations team and the safety and security team were on site throughout the more difficult periods of COVID, and they are, you know, kind of doing what the City of Toronto staff do, but on our grounds. And as you know, the safety and security situation has gotten much more difficult, and they've had to put up with some really difficult times. And so I would kind of appreciate this on the behalf of my wider team, who I'm just lucky enough to work with. And so thanks, Chris, and thanks for whomever nominated us for this award.
I can tell you it was the York Key Neighborhood Association that nominated you. So
all right,
well, congratulations,
thank
Martin.
you
Thank you for your work.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Do you have
Martin.
your certificate with you?
You know what? It's at work, I'm afraid. So
okay, no problem. Well, let's get a shot anyways. Let's get a picture.
Yeah, thanks.
Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you.
Okay. Nice to see you, Martin. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. The next recipient is Karen Longiel. Karen is a very active member of the community. She supports animal rescues, provides unhoused people in the riding with blankets and other essentials, connects organizations and individuals in need with resources, and is an all-round networking genius. Thanks, Karen, for everything that you do. And I've seen the results of many of your projects. So thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome. I'll just make it short. When I got the award, thank you so much. It was very beautifully written, so I was very touched by that. And essentially, my motivation to help the community is, since the shelter went in next door, Lakeshore Bathurst, it has made me very grateful for what I have, because I see every day people that have nothing. And that essentially, in a nutshell, is the motivation for me to do what I do for the community, as well as you, Chris, and your amazing team, Benna, Nancy, and Sam. So I just want to thank you all, and I just want to continue with what I'm doing. Thank you.
Fantastic. Karen, thank you for everything that you do.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, you've got your certificate. We'll get a photo here.
All right. 1, 2, 3. Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Karen. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. You too.
Okay. Our next recipient is Fatima Pinheiro. Fatima manages 2 childcare sites in Spadina-Fort York. She has consistently gone above and beyond to support families in the area, providing quality childcare. She works in collaboration with the community center as well as the TDSB to help support the community and has advocated for affordable childcare. Fatima's hard work and dedication to the service of our families are an asset to the community. Fatima, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Chris. I'd like to be thanked for the recognition. I'm honored and humbled to have been nominated for this award. I would like to thank you for your ongoing support that you give the Spadina and Fort York area. I couldn't do this alone also without the great leaders and teams behind me from the neighborhood group, Bill St. Clair, our CEO, and Eva Laxon, our VP and Director of Childcare. Community is such an important part of everything, and we are stronger together. It takes a village to raise a child. We know the value that quality childcare programs provide in strengthening our community and supporting our children and families. Our child. Okay.
Oh, could somebody unmute?
Got it. Sorry about that.
Our childcare teachers are resilient. What they went through with the pandemic, they were definitely an essential part of helping families. They're the first educators in children's lives, and they're the stepping stone for our future generations, and are essential for our economical and social development. Once again, thank you so much. I'm very honored to have received this award, Chris.
Well, thank you for all the work that you do in caring for the children in our community. It's wonderful to have you here. Do you have your certificate with you?
I do.
Yeah, okay, we'll get a shot.
Oh, you know what? I think I need to take my background out.
And blur your background.
Okay, can you see it?
That's looking better. Yeah, okay.
Okay. See how it looks. Perfect. Got it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next recipient is Joan Prowse. Joan has been the chair of the Bathurst Key Neighborhood Association for the last several years. She leads the community with her passion, enthusiasm, and excellent management skills. She has organized public meetings on important issues such as homelessness, air quality, and the Billy Bishop Airport. She is a true and tireless community leader. Joan, it's wonderful to have you here. And it was wonderful to have Chris here earlier too, to perform for us. So tell us, say a few words, tell us a little bit about the work you do.
Well, I also want to say, Chris, that you helped inspire that song that Chris sang. And so I guess 2 years ago, we had an encampment in our park, and Chris came down and joined our press conference. And Chris Burkett, my husband, sang a song then, and he's been inspired. So what I'm saying is that Chris Glover have inspired people to get involved in the problems that sometimes people would like to just blame the victims, as opposed to taking responsibility as citizens to make change happen in areas that we can. Yep. So I just really want to commend you. And the Bathurst Key neighborhood, we have a board that meets every second Wednesday on a monthly basis. And Chris always comes to our meetings, and he gives us a great pep talk, or he gives us the Coles notes of what's really happening in the province. And from those things, then we as a board, we take it back to our buildings, and then we get events and things happening. So I just think that this whole community that is here today on this Zoom call, we're like, I don't know how to say it. We're just a great team. And I do think that we are making change, and we have to congratulate ourselves. And that's what is also great about this thing tonight, is that you are recognizing people who work very, very hard behind the scenes, dedicate many, many hours. And, it's just really nice to be a part of this group. So I just want to say thank you to you and to everybody that's here. And I'm kind of coming up at the rear end, so I'm not going to say too much more, except for the fact that I think that neighborhood associations are very, very important in the democratic process. that we are appointed or elected by the buildings that we live in. And in fact, two of the people that received awards tonight, Jacqueline and Karen, are on the board of the BQNA. So we're very, very busy people. And I think that the more that we can get more people involved into, because, you know, Bathurst Key Neighborhood Association is everybody that lives in this neighborhood. So, you know, we meet, come join, we do a lot of things. I just mentioned two. One that's wrapping up is an air quality study that we've done with U of T, and the results are going to be coming out, and there's be a public workshop where we're going to be presenting the results and coming up with some, asking the community for input into the findings and what we can do to improve the health and the safety in our neighborhood when it comes to, you know, improving the air quality. And then the other thing that's brand new is that we had a bomb scare in October that took people out of their homes for 8 hours. And it showed the lack of process, that if there was a real accident, what would happen? If there was a real accident at the airport or anywhere in our neighborhood, what would happen? So now our team has come together. We had a public meeting. It was very well attended, got a lot of media coverage. And now we've got the fire department, the police department, the Office of Emergency Measures at the city. We're all working together now so that all our neighborhoods, and not just Bathurst Key, but even York Key and the island, are involved too. So they all know that there's going to be a process in place in advance of a problem like that.
Yep.
So I think we tend to be reactive, or we don't want to always be reactive, but sometimes we have to be. So,
yeah, you know, and I think this, you know, the work that you and the community have done to push for emergency preparedness, you know, in case something like this ever happens again, I think it's, you know, it's really, really important work, and maybe, you know, maybe one day it will save a lot of lives. So thank you for what you're doing.
well,
And it's great to see you here. Do you have your certificate?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I missed Norm, because I actually nominated Norm.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Because I just think what he's doing with Ontario Places.
Oh, fantastic work. Yeah.
All right.
Do I look at the camera or just?
Yeah, at the camera. Yeah. Let me just take another one. Sorry. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Joan. Have a great night.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good
Okay.
night.
Our next two recipients are not able to attend. Nicole Sparks has been a driving force for acquiring local business support for City Place initiatives such as the Halloween Crawl, the Christmas Toy Drive, and other community events. Nicole, your longstanding dedication and consistency in community service is much appreciated in the City Place community. And I've talked about Nicole earlier when we were talking about her son, Amari. Our next recipient is Humaira Siddiqui, who also lives and works in the City Place community. She has been supporting communities for decades. In the early 2000s, she was the co-chair of the St. Jamestown Community Corner, served on the committee of the Sherbourne Health Centre, and was tenant representative for the community of St. Jamestown for Toronto Community Housing. She cooked for the community and also was an international cooking instructor with the Parks and Recreation Department. I know her best for the wonderful community events that she organizes in City Place, including an incredible Christmas toy giveaway. Thank you, Humaira, for your incredible work in the community. And our second to last recipient is the Cooperation Council of Ontario. And the Cooperation Council of Ontario is a bilingual not-for-profit founded in 1964, working to help people start up and scale up their social enterprises from their offices in Spadina-Fort York. During the pandemic, they organized free virtual workshops. CCO created the first and only in-person French language incubator program in Ontario called the Traces Collectif, and is also working on an international accelerator program supporting entrepreneurs coming into the province. The CCO has administered a number of programs supporting women, newcomers, racialized people, seniors, and youth to discover and develop social enterprises, a model that enables the creation of well-paying and sustainable jobs where people can do meaningful work that corresponds with their personal values. We thank you for this work. And to receive the award is Julienne Jeremy, the executive director. So Julien, do you want to say a few words?
Hello. Yeah, so Julien is out of the country, so he couldn't make it. So I'm Joe Tamko. I'm a development agent, so I'll be representing the CCO tonight. And I want to thank you so much for that recognition. So thank you, Chris, MPP Chris Glover and your team. And yeah, so we're really honored to be among such an incredible recipient. And yeah, and yeah, so I'll be accepting this award on behalf of all the team of CCO.
Okay,
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank
It's
you.
wonderful to have you here, and it's wonderful the work that the Cooperation Council of Ontario does, the Conseil de la Coopération de l'Ontario. So merci beaucoup for what you do.
Thank you.
All right, I'll still take a picture.
Do you have the
yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't have the chance to go to the office to get the certificate, so I'll try to get a picture.
That's okay. Let's get a picture.
Okay.
Come on, we'll get a picture. Yep.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, have a great night.
Have a great night.
Okay. Our final award of the evening is a very special award, and we're delivering it posthumously. It's to David Smalley. And David Smalley contributed for many, many years on numerous issues. He was a stalwart supporter of the labor movement, especially through his photo documentation of major moments in labor history, such as the visit to Toronto in the 1980s of Cesar Chavez of the Migrant Farm Workers Union. David supported many grassroots struggles and issues, most recently in late 2021, leading the work of providing food to people living in encampments, the famous Sandwich Brigade. David was a longtime activist for co-op housing. He was an inspiring contributor to reconciliation and bridge building with Indigenous peoples, especially with the Mississaugas of the Credit. It is rare to know someone who has made such major contributions on so many issues. David touched the lives of many people through decades of selfless work. We certainly all miss him. And on a personal note, David organized the Sandwich Brigade on the Toronto Islands. And just a few weeks before he passed, he came over with his bike and his trailer in tow to deliver those sandwiches to the Spadina-Fort York Community Care Program. You know, he was helping our communities to the end. And tonight, to receive the award, we have his spouse, Ellen Vera Allen, and son, Eric Smalley. So Ellen and Eric, it's nice to see you. Would you like to say a few words? And maybe, Eric, tell us about the picture that you're holding up.
Sure. Well, this is a lovely picture and it'll ring true for a lot of people. So this is at the unofficial opening of what was the Harbourfront Community Center, now the Waterfront Neighborhood Center. So, you know, the story is that it was, you know, a vacant lot, and, you know, my dad was organizing a lot of after school programs there, you know, living in Arcadia at the time. And, you know, went out and, you know, handyman he was, bought a 4x4, stuck it in the ground, attached a basketball net to the top of it and put it in. And then, well, actually the city came and ripped it out. And then he called up Olivia and said, all right, Olivia, we need to get some zoning in here or do some work so the city doesn't rip it out this next time. So this is a lovely picture of the unofficial opening where he's standing on one of our chairs we still have actually in the house, on his mic and with the short shorts, sign of the times, welcoming the new community center, which now like Raptors go and practice at, and is, you know, a thriving community center and school and daycare, and, you know, it's a wonderful place. So
Eric, actually, while you're talking, I got some pictures from you. I'd like to play that reel.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to share that screen, as I do have that picture that you sent.
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay, let's share that. And Ellen, would you like to say a few words as we're looking at the pictures?
Yeah, so anyway, just going through them, there's the opening of the unofficial opening. This is at our wedding where David was supposed to be responding to the toast to the bride and instead gave a political speech. This is the famous Cesar Chavez photograph that he took. That is Mendelssohn Joe's portrait of David.
That's a great photo.
Yeah.
This is his political speech at the wedding?
Yes. And then, of course, there was always getting out on the ice in the winter time.
Mhm.
And so on. So, yeah. Anyway, there were many different things. So he fostered the friendship committee with the Mississaugas of the Credit on the island. Major. And yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah. Oh, he made many contributions to our community. And I love that the Waterfront Neighborhood Center started with a radical act of installing a basketball net. That is just wonderful. Showing the city where the neighborhood center needed to be. So thank you. And as somebody who enjoys that neighborhood center all the time, it's an incredible legacy. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Eric. Benna, can we take a photo?
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Okay.
Put that in there.
Yep.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
And he is sorely missed, I can say. You know, and I look at the range of contributors to tonight's Community Service Awards, and it's an incredible group of people who have been building and supporting the people in our community for decades. Thank you to everybody for all your contributions. Thank you to the nominators for bringing these people to our attention and the work and the contributions that they make. It's a real honor to be able to celebrate the work of our community builders tonight in our third annual Community Service Awards event. And with that, this is the end of our ceremony. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. Thank you. Can everybody, just before we go, can we give a huge round of applause to the team in my office, Nancy, Benna, and Sam, for all the work that they do to put together this and all of the other community work that we do in the community. Thank you, everybody, and thank you all for being here. It's been a really wonderful night, and I'll tell you, it is truly uplifting to realize there are so many people in our community making such wonderful contributions. Yeah, and I see Ann Barber just wrote, it's humbling and honoring to be in such company. Yes, and Nancy just added, we hope to be in person next year. And yes, hopefully we will be in person. We'll do it hybrid next year. Okay, with any luck. Have a wonderful night, everybody, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.